Starting right on with Jerk Chicken, feeling himself.
Doing the chicken dance emote.
It feels right.
It's 100% right. There's not a single thing wrong about this. I love it.
I love it as well. We're going to see if Jerk Chicken can come out as strongly as we saw this player come out in that first game. And there is Zach. That is your champion from game number 1.
Yeah, absolutely handled the top 10 situation and handled that safe zone like a professional and played it really, really well.
Yeah, definitely did. Crumb, one of these players that I think could shoot up in this game quite a bit.
That escape that he made was absolutely phenomenal, where he was low enough. A lot of players would have defaulted to just trying to hide in the gas or in the smoke nade and heal up, and he made that decision, split-second decision, to hop in the car and know that he had a few seconds of travel in a vehicle and still be able to get a bandage off before dying, and managed to get out and get the heal off at 1% and net himself some more points. He bumped himself probably 4 or 5, I believe it was at least 4 or 5 positions, and we are going to jump into this first game here as the players drop into the parachute phase, and we are going to see a lot of people kind of shifting towards that west side, it looks like, and I'm going to say Salty Tear Lake, maybe a little bit south of that, not quite as far as Run Amok.
I really hope that you are right with that call, because that would be unlike any of the games that we have seen here today. Hoping for Salty Tear Lake as well, but I am going to call Pleasant Valley.
What? Pleasant Valley?
I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. It's going to be Pleasant Valley, and we are going to jump on with the first place player from game number 1 of Group B. It is Zach. Find himself in a pretty good position, nice spread. Not any players to get up in his face at the beginning. Going to have free reign in the store right now.
Yeah, I think he didn't catch the angle. I think I saw it. I believe there was an AR out there that he might have missed. He might catch it when he comes back out the door. But he has the entire strip area to himself, typically an area with a pretty high density of loot. He should walk out of there fully kitted. Shotgun here for Crumb, another player that made it up into that high level of top 20 play last game, as we were just talking about him. And he's going to find himself a helmet, a shotgun, and an AK. So he does have a good starting base to launch this game.
Yeah, that is a very good base indeed. You talk about kitted, he is almost all the way there. As you can see, players just rotating through freely, trying to get themselves going. And Gabismon looking good as well, getting the backpack. He's got his weapons, found a molly.
Going down in, I believe he was second last game, so Gabe was a top performer in that last match as well. Him and his teammate Kyreg both on SOAR. Kyreg placing, I believe, 5th or 7th. So we'll see how they end up doing this round. Jerk, not in a great place. Hasn't found a helmet yet, and this is one of the most frustrating and probably gut-wrenching situations you can be in. Like, running around without a helmet is just
that's not exactly where you want to find yourself.
Terrifying.
Well, we can already start to see this game has not slowed down at all. It's going to be Zeb to take these initial shots, and Drazzle trying to take him down. Zeb gets behind the tree, trying to force it. Okay, he's getting the peak fire going, but he's not able to close the gap, not able to get any shots into Drazzle. Drazzle taking down Zeb here. We have our first blood, and this is the exact aggressive play that we were talking about with this group.
Yeah, Drazzle finding an early kill and deciding that it's definitely worth it to go after it, and he's going to net himself a little bit of early loot. Unfortunately for Zeb, he is going to be the victim of the first kill of the game.
It does not feel good.
No, it never feels good.
Has to happen to somebody, though. And now we are on with Brother 2G. Brother got brought down relatively early in that first game as well, but we saw the name in that kill feed quite a bit before he was taken out.
Yeah, he took down 2 or 3 players before he went down, but he did not make it to that top 20 scenario, and he is going to need to play it out this round.
Now we're back on with Thump. This is another player that we were really highlighting as a player that can go far from Group B. And now Thump finds himself inside of that police car, just mostly staying onto the road here. Now he's found a campsite. He's going to be able to loot that, and he's got nothing but time at this point in the game.
Yep, finds himself a tan, which is always a big pickup there, and he's gonna be able to loot up for a little bit there. Nobody in the vicinity around him whatsoever. And we're gonna be on with Fury here, who looks fairly looted. Gonna find himself some more AR ammo. You never want to say no to that. And Impact Carta. Hopefully we can see. Hopefully we can see him kind of show up and even go a little bit further. Already in the top 20. Maybe he can perform well enough to secure and solidify that position.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes on Impact Carta as well. I mean, you brought it up. This is one of the players that can really get it done in Group B. Falling out a little bit early, but in that top 20 already, has a good position trying to advance into this grand final.
I think the other side of this is that I hold people in higher regards is, again, Carta and Geesh are people that helped with the scrim system that I run, were part of the original team that built that.
Exactly.
So guys that are definitely active in the community and try to help and want to see this game grow. So I always like seeing those guys get to be part of the growing system and perform well in it.
Yeah. I think there isn't a better way to put that. You know, build up the entirety of the competitive scene and still get to be that competitor, and that really is a beautiful thing. Now we are going to see Reptar is only 100 meters away, and Reptar was one of those incredibly aggressive players. Depending on the way that Neostorm does move around this building, we may see another fight break out, because we haven't seen Reptar say no to a single fight so far today.
Yeah, Reptar going to hear this vehicle spin up. Neo driving inside, and Neo loses his helmet. Reptar now trying to get the finish with the shotgun over the top of the desk here. Reptar pantsless and going for it. Not able to get Neo down yet. Finds him again, able to locate a couple more shots with the AR, and now is just trying to get the finish. But Neo playing those quick peeks with the shotgun, gets him extremely low, loses his helmet, but Gates, in the end, able to pull it out.
Yeah. Ultimately, Gates Reptar is able to pull it out, and this is the exact playstyle that we're seeing with Reptar. Said maybe we want to see Reptar slow down a little bit. Did not happen at all. He hears that car, instantly challenges that fight. I think that it is fair, but this is a start to something that we need to keep our eyes on. Very indicative of the playstyle of Reptar.
Yeah.
But really good gunfight, well performed there. On both sides, ultimately, we did see Reptar lose the helmet, getting a few shots in. Even though Reptar was so far ahead in the fight, it ended up being a close gunfight. And now we are going to see a very similar ring to the one that we saw in game Group A, game number 2.
So now we're going to basically have a repeat of Game 2, Group A, here for Group B, Game 2.
So let's talk about exactly how this one did play out. What exactly does this safe zone telegraph to you for how the meta of the game is going to play out?
We're going to see this game play a little bit slower than the last one, just due to the nature of how many hills and peaks you have within Green's Overlook versus Veshin's Peak. You're going to have a lot more on these mountains coming off of the side of them. They have these long, almost finger-like shapes with little ridges that you can get in, a lot more hiding spots, and that's going to slow the pace of the game down a little bit. It looks like Mobs might actually be throwing down with somebody right now. We might see him pop up in the feed. It looks like he might be throwing down against Big 99 at the moment.
Yeah, we might be jumping into that fight in just a second here, but we're going to jump on with Crumb first, see what he is up to. Crumb brought over that truck, getting some loot in this campsite. And I want to be driving on Crumb for as long as I can, just really seeing what is going to happen with this player. His fate is going to be determined by this game.
So this is a little scary here. So we've seen a lot of players come into these and they immediately start shooting, blowing up barrels, which does give away your position because people are going to hear that. But on the other hand, I don't personally like walking through there, especially in this scenario, because somebody can blow up a barrel and take you out immediately.
Yeah, I think it is smart to take out those barrels, and you don't want to just run away from the opportunity to get all of that loot, especially in this first phase of the game. We are very much still in the early game. 2 kills on the board. Now looking at Smokies, as he is in the position where he could potentially take this fight against Calzy. It all comes down to the movement there. And look, there's another barrel.
There's just barrels at all of these types of campsites, which are a little worrisome. And it looks like, I believe he's actually in the almost the farthest southwest corner you can get into without hitting the edge of the map. And this shotgun battle rings out here, and we're seeing Carta, and Carta is actually going to go down to Calzy with 1L there in the shotgun battle. Carta going down way earlier than he wanted to.
Calzy with that Nightmare Mass ultimately going to be able to take him down. And that was one of those players that we were highlighting as a player who could go all the way. So props to Calzy, taking down one of the big guns.
Absolutely. Smokey's going to go ahead and head out of here. Definitely interesting to see somebody looting that far southwest corner, though. It's just an area that doesn't typically get touched that much. And that's what I love about this new dynamic safe zones. It takes you to these areas, and we are hearing shots ringing out right here.
Quite a lot of shots ringing out, and they're from Reptar. This is exactly what we were talking about. How aggressive is Reptar going to be?
And as you see, war of attrition. Reptar is trying to eat up a vehicle, it looks like. It looked like he was just firing onto the Jeep and just trying to put some damage into it. He wasn't actually firing at mobs.
Now he's firing at mobs, though. Yeah, I saw the same thing, though. I almost thought that the wheels were on fire for a second there, but it seems like that car's a little bit healthier than that. Not quite at that 25% or 50% health rate.
It just blew up, so it was just the
okay,
render.
It actually was.
It was the render distance of the flames on there. So when he ADSs, it pushes. It's a little bit different render distance. And Mundolino going to get taken out by QT Venom. QT Venom barely escapes getting traded out there.
Just by the skin of his teeth, is going to survive, moving back to that tree. And yeah, it looks like not even going to risk it. Put down the smoke just to heal up. Not under pressure, but not going to take that chance. Not here, not with so much on the line. And now it's Reptar again, still trying to get a connection with some of these shots. Sirens are blaring. Pressure coming out into Mig.
Mig driving by with the sirens on in the cop car. I don't know what he's trying to telegraph there, but this is definitely not something I expect to see out of somebody playing for $100,000.
Yeah, Reptar hears that and just goes, oh, look, a target for me to shoot. Aggression coming out of Reptar yet again. Brother 2G now pinned up against this hill.
Yeah,
playing it very defensive, and he finds Fury trying to get a... Oh, does he sink it into the cop car?
Yeah, Fury going to go ahead and dip out there. I think that siren may have actually been like a red flag to a bull. Just irritating Reptar, just egging him on to shoot.
Yeah, all right. Sometimes you got to take out that red flag and just get the animal antagonized.
Yeah.
Definitely doing that to Reptar. Reptar cannot hear a siren and not fire the gun.
When somebody is sitting inside this building, Shellshock rolling up on it, trying to look inside, and it looks like he has an extra 2-hit. The player inside has an extra 2-hit on the ground. He is wearing one, so we are going to go into this fight with both players having a 2-hit, AK in hand, out for the player. Shellshock, shotgun's going to rip off of his 2-hit there, and now the fight is trying to get out the window, makes a run for it, but can't get away. And Too Foxy going to catch him in the back there with the shotgun as Shellshock tries to make it out the window and can't get away.
Too Foxy very well set up there.
Yeah.
That is a tough position to break, and we are seeing these players that we said could go all the way get taken down right now. Too Foxy looking good with that setup. Probably not going to move out of that building anytime soon. Now on board with Kyrig. Let's look at this map, though. We're going to have to see Kyrig rotate on over here.
We were talking about his aggression level. Well, it's really hard to be aggressive when you are the farthest one from everyone else. Bull all the way in the top right corner trying to make his way out of the gas and back to this safe zone, while Kyrig here is driving around already within the safe zone. A couple shots coming his way, but nothing connecting.
Yeah, Kyrig looking pretty healthy at this point, and it's starting to get to a much closer field of play. It's going to be a little bit tighter as we do move to the circle at the moment. That is Mig flipping that car over for just a second there. It doesn't roll all the way. Now moving. Are we going to see him hop out? Is he going to find Mini?
Mig looks like he's trying to play an aggressive game, and he is in pursuit of Mini. Mini's at 100% health, though. Mini is not bleeding. He is not hit. There's just no reason to try and take this. This is a coin flip play when you play this level of aggressive. But Mig might be out far enough that he feels he needs those kills. This might be one of those things where his game style is getting changed up due to his positioning from game one. And Mini, in a decent spot, but in the bottom half of the top 20 for this, does not want a fight right now.
Now there are 3 police cars. Now Mig finally going to get the hop out. He's behind the rock, not going to find anyone to actually dump any shots into. Cloak, OG going to be able to rotate out, but Halsey actually falls.
Yeah, Halsey goes down to Triv there. Mini manages to bait Mig into somebody else, and Stormin just rolling around for a few on his ATV here. Something that you're starting to see more people use. It wasn't something that got used a ton before. Definitely something that people are willing to use a little bit more often than they used to.
Yeah, one of the things too with Stormin, if you are just tuning in, Stormin got taken down a little bit early in that first game, expecting a much better placement this time around.
And there went Mig. Mig just went down to a head tap. I think it looked like it was a shotgun.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, he was literally wanting anything and everything he could get his hands on, and again, we talk about it.
If you ask for a fight, you shall receive a fight. Whether or not you come out alive, that is to be seen, but Mig found exactly what he was looking for, going to fall down.
Typically, aggressiveness means that you are not playing the game from you having that, doing those percentages and figuring out, I have cover, he doesn't, I have the better position. You're not making those checks, and you're going into a fight and just assuming that you're just going to just two-tap somebody immediately and hoping for that.
Look
and
at
when
how
it doesn't go that
Foxy
way,
played it,
yeah.
and then look at how Mig played it, and look at who's alive. Now
Yeah.
we are going to see the gas starting to close in, and it looks like just going to play out the gas. I do like that here.
Yeah, Hansen going to stop, probably roll a heal there. I think he may have decided that he's close enough to the gas that he's just actually going to run out. The gas not doing too much damage.
Crumb, though, on a collision course with Thump, but Thump and Crumb, like two polar opposite sides of a magnet, going to separate from each other here.
I don't think you get two players that are any more polar opposite of each other than Thump and Crumb, both in game and personality. These two are absolutely 100% dead opposite of each other.
Yeah, they look like oil and water there, and we can see they are still just moving further and further apart. That collision is not going to happen for some time. Now on board with Drazzle, we've seen some good stuff out of this player already in this game, and definitely in game number 1 of Group 2.
Yeah, he took down the first kill of the game when he eliminated Zeb in the early game here, so Drazzle netted himself an early one. We'll see if he can maybe pace himself out to get a couple kills and get himself up into that top 20.
Yeah, that is definitely something to keep an eye on with Drazzle. Now we're going to start seeing the throwables coming on out. That's Stormin.
Yeah, Stormin looking
He's
trying
just
to
gonna
connect on
get
Axel C. Doesn't
okay.
get it, though.
What was the point of getting onto that ATV and then kicking it out? Now he's going to start playing shots.
So this is something that Stormin's really kind of known for doing. And what
It's
he'll do is he'll hop in the car and start to roll, and the person will try and step out to shoot at him, and he's trying to bait you into fighting him. He's trying to get you to step out because people will tend to not peek. They'll tend to hard peek and actually step out and shoot at a car driving away. And he baits them in knowing that his shot is so good that he is going to win that both of you in the open battle.
And he basically punishes that muscle reflex.
Yeah.
We were predicting to see that a little bit earlier, and seeing it on an ATV is really cool.
Yeah.
Because we knew he likes to do it with the car, and that's exactly what he did with the ATV. Ultimately pulls the man out from the tree, and he sinks some serious shots, getting all the way down to like 50% health, and Stormin staying full. Now looking again at another fight breaking out. This time it's going to be Mini from Echo Fox behind that cop car, trying to engage onto Sanctuary. Mini hopping out of the car here, trying to sink some shots in. And this is that type of aggressive play from Mini that isn't necessarily, at 150, could definitely get some shots into the player, but if he hits the car as well, you're just taxing the player for the late game.
At 150, and once you find your bullet lead, if you can find your bullet lead in the first couple bullets of your clip and stay with it, you can rip through a car. You're doing, depending on what you're shooting with, anywhere like 2 to 3 damage a shot.
Yep.
You can make a car really not effective for somebody really quickly if you can get an early hit and then maintain that bullet lead.
Yeah, that is definitely something that can happen, and we saw Mini try to play that. Now Stormin again really utilizing this ATV to the max level, and you talked about the ATV just being something in the game that was slept on for a long time. Stormin showing how much this can do. Being very deceptive with it, having players lead something that's not there. Now we might have a collision of the Cosmos. It's going to be Mini and Stormin getting very close to each other, and both of these players are players that we expect to do a lot in this 4th and final game of the day.
See Mini hop and land a shot onto Stormin and rip off that makeshift Stormin, not getting hit again. Finally gets tagged one more time by Mini, so Mini gonna actually have him at 75% bleeding. We'll see if Mini decides to chase this fight down, and it looks like he might be deciding to, but he sees Symphony behind him, checks his back, and realizes that this chase is not gonna be worth it.
Yeah, I think that is definitely what happened there. Stormin now finding himself in a pretty good position here. Will the fight break out between him and CBK?
He goes from one legend to the other and goes from Mini to Flame. The other person driving around is Symphony. I mean, there's no safe spot for Stormin to really head to right now. He's going to lose another makeshift to CBK Flame after losing the first one to Mini.
Yeah, Stormin really finding himself in a bad position here, and also in a position where he could get pinched. Surrounded by quite a few players. Taking a fight here could be bad, and now we see Foxy again. We haven't seen him in quite a bit, still in the same building. Ultimately was able to take down one man before. Stormin knows better than to go into that building unprepared.
Yeah, Stormin just trying to find a spot that he can stop for a second and heal. This is really dangerous, though. I actually don't like healing on an ATV just because you really aren't moving at all, and if there was somebody hiding, it's a quick and easy two-tap for them.
Yeah, that's one of the big advantages that you actually do see with the other vehicles. You're basically, you have mobile cover, you know, cut the motors, heal.
Yeah, I mean, you still put yourself at risk even in those, but
not as bad as the
just,
ATV,
it's
though.
It's just really bad on the ATV, but also the other thing is if that person does miss the helmet, you have the option to immediately start driving and getting away rather than having to run, hop on, start the vehicle, and then go.
Now we are starting to see this gas closing on in. It is getting a little bit too close for comfort for these players. How long is 2Foxy going to be able to just camp this building?
As long as it's there, and Stormin going to take a quick fight, gets the shotgun, and absolutely drops. Swaggerly TV takes a couple hits, loses a makeshift, goes down to about 75, and he is bleeding. He's coming up on 50% health there, and he's going to need to get away and get some healing off. We'll see if he ends up getting caught. There was somebody trying to shoot him in the back as he was driving away.
Stormin finally able to make some space for himself on that map, getting that kill. First, it was hard for him to find a heal, but now after that kill, things are going to start opening up. But in the same breath, as the gas does tighten, a lot of more fights are going to start happening right about now. Gabe is one of the top players. Oh, Stormin getting another kill. Do have to bring that up. Brings down Kevy.
Yeah, Stormin getting a headshot kill. Jerk Chicken going down to the toxic gas.
I wonder how that actually did go down. We saw Jerk Chicken performing at a very high level in that first game. Not high enough, though, to bounce back from a 47th place.
I'm definitely assuming that he was in a fight along there, and the gas was just the final thing to touch him before he went down. It's the only thing I could see happening.
I agree with you there. But now as we do jump on, oh, it's back with Hansen. Hansen getting some serious work done onto Astral Sanctuary. Sanctuary going to use his smoke, and a good play by Hansen, throwing in that frag, going to be able to secure that kill, while Venom on a different portion of the map is going to be able to take down Aqua. Now, one of the options Sanctuary did have, and we've talked about this line of play quite a bit, you can throw down that smoke, actually get from outside of the smoke, and then try to heal from outside the smoke to try to counter the frag getting thrown in. But when you do see the aggressor on a higher field of play on the map, a lot of the times they can actually see over that smoke to be able to get that throwable.
Well,
it's
hard to do in this situation as well, and Rethink going to get taken out by Geets. It's really hard to do that, what we were talking about earlier, when you're in a situation where you're at 50% health, you're bleeding already, you're throwing the smoke down, but we're already into some of the later circles in the game, the density of players around, you have to stay in the smoke. You can't really make that play in the late game, unless we're talking about the final maybe 3 or 4 players. And we're going to see Reptar land himself a grenade kill, and Noble Spirits is going to go down to, I'm not sure if that's that explosion or the gas, but he's going to die to some part of the environment there.
Reptar still managing to stay relatively aggressive, definitely stemmed kills to the point that, like, it's a little bit less than we saw in that first game. A little bit of a slower pace here in that 50 to 40 area of players. Now Drazzle throwing in that molly. Is it going to connect? We are going to see it right in that smoke. Kyrig, though, has managed to get away, but Cranium in another portion of the map is going to be able to take down a player from Epsilon, and we are starting to get heated up as this gas really is collapsing in. Only 40 players remaining on the map. 20 of them will be...
Zach is running with an R380, boys.
He just likes the R380.
Zach has figured out that he's making it into top 20, and he's looking to get a late game R380 kill again. If he pulls it off here on land, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just flip the desk just out of sheer, like, what did I just watch? I'm going to have to walk away.
It's bolted down, Supersonic. I just double-checked, so please don't do that. Now Zach going to be able to get some serious pressure going. It's going to be Gabesmon who finds the kill onto Hansen. Is Zach going to switch out his gun, though, here? Is he going to play with R380 for much longer? He is tagged up, going to fall to 50% health. Fury falls down. Now we start seeing those throwables coming up. Zach wants to keep the pressure going. Actually, it's going to be that smoke, so he is going to take that as a defensive option to heal himself up. We're going to see another player fall to the gas. Only 36 bodies left on this field. Zach, though, not in a great position at this point, kind of low, back up against that gas.
This is a similar situation to in positioning that we saw out of Isco and P90 in Game 2, though, and they played out of it really well. So we'll see if maybe Zach watched that game and learned from those experiences and now starts opening onto Cloak OG, trying to get a finish there. Cloak extremely low. I don't know if Zach knows how low he is. And we lose Crumb,
that was what I was
Heb,
gonna,
and Cutie Venom there, all in a split second. So they're all going to drop. Crumb going down and about 34th. We'll see if that's enough to keep him in there still. I believe it will be. And Gabe Isman going to go down along with Cloak OG. Zach landing that kill with an assist from Stormin.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a pinch that did come in there. And now we see Zach actually getting defensive with that smoke. It looked like he wanted to stay aggressive, try to get that second kill, but doesn't need to do it. Slows it down for just a little bit, but now it's Linden and MMX here. Will
Linden's
this
a
fight
shotgun
continue?
player too, man. Linden, if he has the option to, will take the fight to you.
You could see there when Linden actually gets in, he tries to make that a shotgun fight, but Foxy is going to be brought down. Foxy had been camping for quite some time. It seems like he was pressured out by the gas. And the second he gets out of where he was set up, he is going to fall. Now it is going to be
Rizar.
Apex Shea grabbing a kill here, and Hansen is also going to be out of this match.
Yeah, and Rizar there has decided to hide in a bush.
Gotta love the bush play. Really got you. Now MMX is back. He's looking for Linden. He wants this fight. Linden, the shotgun player, is he going to be able to get the one pump? But it's MMX who comes out on top, bringing down Linden. And we are also going to see Bunny falling down here.
Yeah,
It's
Lindsey
starting to
Bunny gets taken out there in the heat of all those fights. MMX now smoking off the building as well, and he's going to go ahead and heal up. And he should be fine after he wins that fight with Linden.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you do want to... okay, now we're going to jump on board. It's Zach who's brought down. He doesn't manage to top 20 this time, but he is going to be just fine with that first place finish. We should definitely see him in the grand finals.
Stormin right now. We have Thump and Stormin. Like, this is two Titans on the same team throwing down with each other. Stormin throws a nade, turns to take the other fight. Now looking for the fight with Thump. He's really low. Shotguns come out from both players. Thump ahead, and Thump gonna clean that up. Drops Stormin. Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? You just eliminated your teammate.
No room for teammate love here. $100,000 on the line. You need to secure your spot in that grand final, and now the bullets are really flying. It looks like Thump could go down after that engagement, taking down his own teammate. We're just going to see the kill feed light up. 4 players going down.
Yeah, Thump still looking to kind of get this fight. He's in a bad situation. He's going to get pinched out in 15th place and goes down to the pinch of Calzy and Tixi. It looks like the ZY team does not like him at the moment.
Right, definitely not. That's going to be enough to get it done. Blood Inferno, though, is still hanging on here. And that is one of the players that we really did want to pay attention to. Blood Inferno getting moved to Group B and performing very well. It looks like he's going to be able to get into this grand final at this point. And now Kyrie going to lose his body armor here. And he's starting to take some shots at about 50%, maybe 60% here. Drazzle falls in the fray to Tikizi. He's still up on the hill.
Yeah, still playing the top of this hill here. Tixi just looking for a position to try and take the fight, but he knows the gas is going to move, and he has to move. A little bit of a weird ridgeline there, and he is going to flip the car. Tixi is in shambles at the moment, trying to get out of this gas, and we'll see if he gets the car righted. And we've got a shotgun battle coming out between AV 50 Shades versus MMX. MMX way behind. Kyrick stealing that kill, and the helmet gets ripped off of AV 50 Shades by one of the players as he runs inside. He is going to get that door closed, get inside, and be able to heal up, though. Blood Inferno playing the outside of this building. Keats with the shotgun is just going to drop Blood Inferno from behind. CBK Flame and TNT Reigns going to trade out, and that's going to take us down to the top 9.
Yeah, that trade was big, but that was a beautiful play by Geets. Hopping out, getting the man in the back, and does he see Anonymous? He's looking for it. No, he's back inside the building. Anonymous needs to start healing because a fight is incoming. At this point in the game, it is always just around the corner. Only 9 players remain. Nightwalker going to drop that smoke. Needs to heal himself up. Anonymous now knows his position. Kyrie going to be letting those bullets fly loose. He is throwing them right at anyone who he can find. Tixi is in his line of sight, but Nightwalker going to pop out of that smoke, be able to bring down Anonymous from around the tree. He wasn't able to heal up. Now Geets looking to continue the fight, and it was all tied up, but Nightwalker comes out on top. He is on absolute fire, posting so many kills here late in this game. Kyrig now in the smoke, trying to slow things down just for now. Yeah, no one able to pressure him at this moment. Might get back into the car. Now it's Nightwalker who is going to fall down. That is Karma. He brought down so many men. Now Rizar going to cut him down to size, being the Kingslayer here. Tixi and Impact look like they are on a course for some serious fighting going on. And we see 50 Shades may be able to jump in here, maybe get a pinch going. Tixi now going to find Kyrie. Is he going to be able to bring him out while he's in the car from a long distance? Sinking some serious shots in at 100 meters.
Yeah, Triv over here actually playing the camper. We'll see how long he decides to stay idle. I don't think he intends to give his position away, and he should be hanging out there for a few minutes. Hopefully he doesn't take, I personally wouldn't take the fights. I think Triv has one of the better positions on the map right now as long as nobody's aware that he's in there.
What do you think about Kyrie's position too?
Kyrie has a little bit of a rough spot. I don't know where the safe zone's going. He may be having to travel through open field, and he is. He's gotten back into his vehicle, and he's just trying to circle and kind of stay mobile because most stationary cover has been taken. Triv is on fire. He can heal through that. Smoke nade's already giving him cover. I expect him to just stay there and continue to heal. Tixi comes in. Shotgun shell goes out.
Just preemptively trying to get that shotgun, and now that is going to allow 50 Shades to know Tixi's exact whereabouts. Will 50 Shades be able to cut Tixi's down? It looks like this engagement isn't going to happen just yet. Kyrie going to connect with Apex Shay. We have our top 5 here, and it is not going to last for long. Tixi going to find Impact Trip, and then Tixi also follows it up, connecting into Rizar, bringing him down. It's our top 3. Now Tixi trying to find cover behind this truck, sticking to the wheel as much as possible. Kyrie taking some damage, down to 75%. That is going to be the body armor popped off by Tixi. Will Tixi be able to finish this one off clean? Body armor's popped off of Tixi. Tixi is dangerously low. Kyrie does fall, but 50 Shades wants to finish this fight, and Tixi does it!
What?
Clutches up with 10% health. That is going to be first place, going the way of Tixi. We don't need any of the
I don't
paper,
need
man.
any of the papers anymore. Tixi just killed everybody. I don't need anything. Get it all away from me. Tixi just went through everyone in that top 9. He just went in and murdered, I think, 3 to 4 of them with shotguns.